The Great Summer Grill Adventure!
Hey, thanks for checking out our Great Summer Grill Adventure. We truly believe that summer is an amazing time to not just rest and enjoy creation, which it is, but also to make connections with people who aren't huddled inside by their fireplace, but now are out in the community, at the lake, downtown, at a parade. We asked the question at Surprise, how would Jesus grill? What would he do if he lived in North Dakota and as he were, living in your neighborhood? What would he do? How would he grill? How would he socialize? How would he rest? How would he enjoy summer? What would it look like? Because that's how we want to live. We want to live like Jesus. We want to live in a way that isn't just, what everybody else around us is doing, but has some intentionality and purpose. As we like to say, the Great Summer Grill Adventure is your chance to party like Jesus by creating social environments that are more than fun. The reality is that Jesus got criticized all the time for partying. They called him a glutton and a drunkard. He liked to eat and drink with people. And he also got criticized for who he hung out with. He didn't just plan parties with people who were just like him. He planned parties with people that were on the outside, that were in a different place in life, that were maybe seen as outcasts, or people who were sinners, or prostitutes, tax collectors, people that were just seen as maybe even beyond hope. And he just didn't pay attention to those social conventions and mores and rules. He broke them because he was trying to be faithful to what God's plan for his life was. So as we plan our summers, we're encouraging our community to think about the people that live around us in our neighborhoods. And the Summer Grill Adventure is, as I have it written here in front of me, just a 5-step plan to party like Jesus. First is to find people to help you throw parties. It's awfully difficult to plan a party and host it and throw it alone. So you want to have a team with you. Maybe that's your family. Maybe that's a couple neighbors or some folks from Surprise that are going to band together with you and help you reach your neighborhood or a specific area of town. But you want to have fun and share the load and enjoy it with other people. I wouldn't recommend going it alone. Second, imagine who you could reach. Imagine the people that live around you or work around you. This is great for reaching people in your neighborhood because you're just there every day and you see them and maybe wave as you're taking the trash out. But, to think about how to connect with them is a different story. People are oftentimes very private today. If you live in an apartment complex, a dorm, just a certain neighborhood, who are the people that we're going to try to reach? This is a great thing to ask. And then thirdly, throw at least 2 or 3 parties. Do something more than once, just because sometimes the frequency of interacting is really the most important thing. And if you have a consistent time, place, whether you're throwing a pancake breakfast or a happy hour or putting the bonfire in the front yard instead of the backyard and just inviting neighbors to come over, putting the grill out there and just saying, BYOB, meet us in the driveway, we're going to meet our neighborhoods. You'll find that people in your neighborhood really appreciate meeting other people in your neighborhood because there aren't a lot of opportunities to do that. And then fourth, as you do that with your team, pray about what's next. You're going to start connecting with people, hearing their stories, and just start asking God together, now what do we do? Now that we learned that person has a challenge in their life, what can we do about it? Now that we learned that person's story, how can we engage with them on a different level? And then we, of course, step 5 is post or share your stories. We'd love to hear what God does as you plan your grill adventures or your bonfire or hot tub or whatever kind of adventures you plan. And because it's in the trying that we actually discover the lessons that God wants us to live. This isn't about proving yourself. This isn't about turning people into projects. This is about simply expressing your identity as a member of God's family. And when you do that, you discover a whole new kind of life. I'm going to close with this story. I went to Walmart one time with one of our teams at Surprise, and we challenged ourselves to not go around Walmart looking to buy things, but rather to go around Walmart looking to start a conversation with someone. And it was shocking how differently we looked at the same place we'd otherwise been to just to shop for ourselves. Instead of looking at price tags and looking for yellow sales stickers, we looked for people. We noticed their facial expressions. We looked for those who might appreciate a conversation or a friendly hello. And we left there with a distinctly different experience than we would have had if we just had gone there to shop. So the Great Summer Grill Adventure is simply an opportunity to look around you and not just see stickers and price tags and people and cars and homes, but to see lives. But to take advantage of those opportunities to connect with people while you're doing the things you do in the summertime anyway, but to do them with missionary intent. To be able to party like Jesus because he came to seek and to save the lost. He came to show God's love to people rather than just a little private version of life. So love to hear your stories. Email us, call us, share. We'd love to hear and share your stories of how you try to express your identity in God's family. And thank you again for checking this out. God bless your summer.
The Great Summer Grill Adventure!